don't think so.
Jjakji very famous for 2-raxing sometimes when the games count the most.
It's very important to scout this. If you don't drone scout it, it's really, really hard to defend. He might just sacrifice his natural if he doesn't see it.
Yeah, what would be, if you don't scout it, what is the perfect response? You can see, sometimes you see people pull drones, get a gas immediately. Yeah, if you don't scout it.
Usually I just sacrifice the natural and make double gas in my main, but that's not very good. I think you have to pull drones and just hope they mess up their micro.
Oh, okay.
Because if they already get a bunker up without you scouting it, it's really hard. So, Symbol's gonna go to his base, he's gonna see that there's no... Oh, he's proxy hatching. He's just dead then.
Oh, man. Thought it was command center first.
Because he's not gonna scout and... No. Yeah, he thought it was command center first, for sure.
And now it's gonna be a little bit awkward. And, well, yeah, we're gonna see how well Symbol can hold off against a 2-rax.
Symbol's gonna see it, and oh, he went 14 pool, so he's gonna be able to hold his main. But I don't know, he might be able to be aggressive.
How does this work with the proxy hatch now? Like, as soon as Symbol, he's gonna have to cancel it because it's not gonna finish, and then save the resources, drop a spine.
He might actually try and go one base roach, since Jjakji won't be able to build anything in his main base. Because all his barracks are right there.
Yeah.
And also, since his pool is early, he won't be able to run Marines into Symbol's main onto the creep. I don't think it'll work. So Jjakji, I think he might, once he sees there's no natural, I think he should retreat with some Marines.
Yeah, well, he sees the Marines now, and the first one's on the way. In fact, Jjakji
still hasn't scouted his natural, or Symbol's natural, so he has no idea about this. And if Symbol goes Roach Warren, which he could because he's getting gas already.
Yeah, he did scout the natural now, and he's a bit confused. He's sending the Marines back
I think that's a good choice. He should make a bunker, for sure.
Yeah, and he's going up to... Oh, actually, he's lifting the Rex. I thought he was going to build 2 more, but he's lifting the barracks. Should he get gas against this? Because the most normal thing to get from a proxy head would be roaches, and you would like to have marauders against it, or Marines
are just the barracks
fine?
having to float across the map, I don't know if it'll be in time. Maybe if he made a 3rd barracks, well, he makes...
he's
just going to go a ton of Marines. I think that's also a good choice.
Yeah, and actually, back in the day, there used to be pretty popular response, just going mass Marines to try to defend against early roach pokes when it was getting popular like a 1.5 years ago. Now Symbol's gonna grab gas. Well, I think he wanted to drop like a spine or something, but tried to save the drone instead.
Yeah. He also hasn't... Oh, it's Banelings.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
And he has a queen for creep spread as well.
Yeah.
Well, looks like we're gonna have ourselves an interesting game number 1 here, fellas. As we have... Oh, and we do have Symbol trying to drop a creep tomer in advance.
So I've been wrong about pretty much everything this game.
I don't know, come on. Now you know my pain.
Wouldn't it be possible for Symbol, instead of doing a Baneling buff, to just get drones and do some kind of semi-contain with like 1 or 2 crawlers, a few links, a queen?
That could work. It might end up like similar to TVP, where if you contain them, once they get medevacs out, you can't really defend your own base.
Yeah.
Ooh, Jjakji, did you get the scout on the Baneling nest at all? He went for an SCV. Oh, he doesn't.
He saw the gas, but he didn't see the Baneling nest.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can suspect something. Yeah. He doesn't see anything in the natural.
Like, it's gonna be roaches and Banelings, and the response should be more bunkers anyway, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't make a 2nd bunker or a 3rd one, since he didn't see. He still saw that Symbol had no natural himself.
Oh. And now he doesn't even see the Banelings, and still no 2nd bunker. He doesn't have the money. Huh.
He's gonna try and get a ton of Marines to just split well.
Oh, well, here we go. He busts the front. A little bit disorganized, but then does manage to finally do it.
There's no Banelings left. This is that looks quite good for Jjakji.
Yeah, Jjakji has 5 barracks of Marines, although he is supply blocked just for a second. 3 more on the way. Symbol does have this kind of light contain, but now has gone back to droning in his main base. All right, so so you like Jjakji's position much better than, huh, Scar?
Yeah, there's no speed, and he has enough Marines that he can probably kill most of the Banelings before they get to his Marines if Symbol tries that. So right now, Jjakji's just gonna kill this. Symbol have to retreat and play 1 base Zerg, which is never a good thing.
No, it is not. I don't have to play too many games of Zerg to know that. And we do see that Symbol is going to try his best to keep his army production up. 16 more Zerglings on the way, along with speed, but yeah, he has to play so scared from this point on. Jjakji is going still full Marine production with combat shields.
Yeah, he took some gas just for the combat shield. He keeps on mining, which is a bit odd. Will he get +1 after this, or will he throw down a factory? Or
Jjakji? I have no idea. I've never been in a situation exactly like this.
It shouldn't really matter too much. He's like 14 supply ahead, 23 Marines against 24 Lynx, and that's not a very fair fight. Little engagement in the middle, and I think this is looking very bright for Korean Terran.
I think he should be able to deny Symbol's natural steal, but he shouldn't be able to push up. If he tries to push up the ramp, Jjakji, Symbol will have Speedlings and Banelings by then, and you can't micro Marines with this team against Banelings on creep.
Well,
he's trying it.
He's just going to go for it anyways. There's 4 Banelings morphing behind the mineral line. The Speedlings have finished. Go for the surround. The Banelings try to go and finish it off. And just as Scarlet said.
Yeah, even with decent target fire, it doesn't work.
And now Jjakji is kind of doubling back, but still very nice, comfortable lead. 20 Vs to 19. Then for Symbol at 9 minutes. Very nice for both players.
And he's down 20 supply early game ZV2. That's very, very bad.
Alright, so what does Symbol need to do from here?
Creep spread more, I feel like, so his Banelings will be more effective against the Marines, because he will need to stop more pushes like this. Like, Jjakji isn't gonna sit down. He didn't even make a command center yet. I think there will be one right now. There's an SCV actually going down to build this one. And he might hit again with Stim, and I feel like if Symbol doesn't have enough creep spread with Banelings, he won't be able to hold this.
It looks like someone may be trying to attack actually, which is a questionable decision against 5 barracks. That Burrow, he's behind. He really wants Burrowed Banelings to connect against this big Marine clump, so he might try and counterattack and kill all the Marines that are attacking him with Burrowed Banelings himself.
Yeah, look at Jjakji's spread, by the way.
Yeah,
Outside the
he's completely prepared for any attack.
Yes. This might look like a really bad military formation, but it's actually perfect for any kind of assault that Zerg could lay for the next couple of minutes. 4 Banelings morphing. That won't stop Symbol from trying. But, I mean, there's only 2 entrances, and both of them are really hard to get past at the moment.
I feel like this is more for the counter-attack
Yeah,
setup, like Scarlet mentioned. And then, yeah, he has quite a decent creep threat, so we can see where Jjakji's army will be.
Those are the Banelings he's going to burrow on the way. Yeah.
It's going to be very important to put those in good positions, because if he walks past them, Symbol is kind of dead.
Yeah, he loses the game if he doesn't kill a bunch of the Marines with these. If I was Symbol, I would have made some drones earlier, because he knows Jjakji wouldn't attack for a while, but this might work too.
He needs a burrow.
The burrow's not done.
How long left?
1 second.
1 second,
So
okay.
now...
did he see this?
I don't think
he
so.
Oh, very good position.
Oh my god, he's waiting so long!
There's still so many Marines left, but he should be able to be able to fight this on creep.
That was excellent.
If these Banelings finish that.
And there's a little counter-attack as well. Oh, just didn't get the bunker though. Survives with 10 HP. Jjakji decides to just go back. Nobody building a lot.
Jjakji's a head and worker.
Ready, almost, or on the way to completion, while Symbol's still stuck on 2 base hatchery tech.
And I feel like Symbol really needs to go all in right now. He made so many links. He is going to the other side of the map. If he can catch his little group of Marines, that would be great for Symbol. But it's just too many. There's Stim as well. Yeah. No upgrades, but in 30 seconds Medevacs will start, and after that it's going to be very, very hard for the Zerg player.
And Symbol's going to try and bust with slow Banelings. And against this many Stim Marines, I do not see it working.
Yeah, that's like old school Marine King versus Curix, where they Stim Marines versus slow Banelings, and that was the first time we got to see split Marines, and we're like, oh my gosh.
And 3 years later, it's gonna be so much better.
Yeah, 3 years later, Avillo could even do that.
Yeah, so here comes the attack. Banelings busting down the bunker. A few SCVs not dying yet. Going in, actually Banelings getting stuck behind the links as well. Great splits by Jjakji,
nice.
and this isn't looking good for Symbol.
GG. That didn't go well from Symbol. I think if he had went roaches earlier on with his proxy hatch, he could have maybe busted it, but with slow Banelings and slow Zerglings.
Not in the game yet. Now we're in the game. Let's go ahead and introduce our players. Starting in the bottom right from Team My Insanity, the Blue Terran, it is Jjakji. With 2 J's. And in the bottom left, we have from Team Azubu, the Red Zerg, it is Symbol. Alright, so Newkirk Precinct. How do you feel about this map? I've gotten pretty mixed reviews from all the Zergs and Terrans this weekend. Like, yeah, I think it's even. I think Zerg likes it. I think Terran likes it.
It's decent middling Baneling against Marine Widowmine. But Jjakji could try mech, which is weird, but I think it could work on this map, honestly.
Oh, a lower ground barracks. Oh yeah, Mech, we have seen it a couple times this tournament as well. To not much success, honestly.
Yeah, I know some people have been practicing. I know some Terrans have been practicing going mech. You just play super defensive, get 3-3 as fast as you can, and then switch right into air. And don't really attack before then, except for harass with Hellbat jobs or lots of Blue Flame Hellions, that sort of thing.
And with this kind of wall off with the barracks here, that could be a possibility as well. That used to be very popular way to transition to mech, just be able to wall off as soon as you can, starting with the barracks.
Looks like a Reaper opening for now.
Yep.
Yeah, 12 gas normally indicates Reaper indeed. Against Reaper, what's the difference? How does the game play out different between Reaper and Command Center first?
Reaper, you have to play a lot more defensive. The Hellions come faster, the Banshee also comes faster. So some people like going roaches or even getting a 5th and 6th queen if you don't.
You can never have enough queens.
Other than that, it's pretty similar. A lot of Zergs open Sweetling just to try and fight Reaper easier.
What do you prefer playing against yourself? Or you don't want to share this valuable information on stream?
I prefer playing against Command Center first, especially if you Drone Scout. Drone Scout's good against Command Center first, but it doesn't do anything against Reaper.
Alright.
Yeah, well, definitely will have to come into play. Jjakji finishes up his first Reaper, goes for a second one. We've been seeing some Terran players cut the second Reaper because they feel like sometimes they can't do anything, but I still feel like the second Reaper is a good choice if you can catch some drones transferring between.
And also, if Zerg makes some Zerglings at the natural and try and send them to cancel the Command Center, or stop it from, kill the SCV, stop it from building, it's nice to have the second Reaper to stop that.
Yeah, it's always nice to have two. Buddy system is how they like to run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now the drones, well, they kind of get caught, but this is pretty standard micro. Ooh, does manage to pick off one, which is really nice.
Yeah, this is a bit odd. Normally you don't see Zergs losing them, because it's very easy to dodge it by building a spore or just going into an extractor.
It's surprising to lose one. Nowadays, at least.
Don't you think that if like a Zergling is chasing a Reaper, that it should take some flame damage? It's like, it's just as long as like a Hellion spike.
No.
Look at that.
Please don't.
Yeah, obviously not for
Please
balance-wise, but I'm just talking about logically.
Imagine
it only
Reaper
makes
drops,
sense.
like 4 Reapers running through your drone line, burning them.
Imagine if dumping creep on buildings destroyed them.
Yes, but hypothetically speaking too, units moving on creep as the enemy should also move slower, right?
Yeah.
Logically speaking.
I'd get behind that.
Then you might be able to catch these little slippery fuckers.
Alright, we actually do see a third command center going down for Jjakji. Am I saying this correctly? Jjakji?
Yeah,
Jjakji.
Jjakji.
Yes.
Perfect. No second refinery. I think normally the second refinery would start at the same time as the starport if we would see Banshees.
Yeah, if we're seeing Banshees or even cloaked Banshees, but it looks like just a normal build.
Yep, it's a very, it's just pretty straightforward from this point on. Now, Symbol is taking a third at the standard time as well, 6 minutes, so pretty passive openings. Nothing more will be committed other than early pokes, and that's pretty good. I mean, I think Symbol wants a chance to play late game because he's very good at multitasking and being able to push the limits. We saw in his series against Tasia, when he can get to the late game and have a lot of mobility in his army, he can do some really cool stuff. He's even been dropping Nidus plays. Did you see that at all?
I haven't.
So what he would do is like use Mutaling Baneling and then try to distract him while doing an engagement, and then drop a Nidus in the main base and have like a few Ultras and a Zerglings attack the production, and then keep harassing with Mutas. It was actually really neat.
Symbol should counterattack with these 5 Zerglings, yes. At this point, Jjakji will only have 1 or 2 Marines, and he has to retreat with the Hellions and the Reaper at this point. He might kill an SCV or 2 as well. But it's nice to get the Hellions off your side of the map.
Oh wow, this is very good game sense by Symbol, actually running away 2 seconds before the Hellions come
He has an Overlord right in position to see.
Okay, so it wasn't game
So
sense.
good eyesight by Symbol to recognize it
Good planning
immediately.
ahead.
He isn't blind. Good.
Yes. At least Symbol now also has a good idea of what to expect in the early poke, and is now spreading his creep accordingly. How many queens does he have? Only 3 queens.
He's getting 2 more, so he'll have 5 soon. It's nice to have that against Hellion.
Yeah, absolutely.
You definitely want transfuses, because it's hard to stop damage, a lot of damage from coming on your queens. If they put the Reapers in front, they just heal, and your queens don't heal as fast as Reapers.
Well, now Symbol's starting to transfer, hopefully be okay, but Jjakji is really not committing. He's playing super safe. And normally we usually see Jjakji be really aggressive. That's kind of his MO as a Terran player, but instead he's being very safe this game number 2. Interesting.
He did land this third command center very early. I think normally you would see it land a bit later, no? Or is
Yeah,
it safe?
that's quite early.
8:30.
But he's scouting very well with these Reapers. He doesn't see any Bathing Nest or anything. He sees 2 Evos, so he knows he's safe.
Yeah, double eBay going down for Jjakji as well. So very safe play. Few more Rexes being added. So getting his production up to par with the 3 hatches of Symbol. Symbol still spreading creep like a madman. It's starting to look quite okay.
Yep.
Didn't completely bridge his natural to his third, so he could use one more tumor there because now the queens will be a bit slow. It seems very fine.
Once you see the Evos, actually, you don't expect anyone to attack until the upgrades will finish, which is almost 3 minutes later. So if you scout 2 Evos, unless they're faking you, it mostly means there's no attack for a long time. So you're safe to just like take your third super early like you did there.
It's also very nice to stay a little bit above or a little ahead of Terran upgrades because Jjakji started his double base kind of late relative to, well, he grabbed it a much earlier third in response, but his later upgrades means more window of time if he wants to be able to push back anything.
It's very hard to fight middling mainly against Marine Widowmine if you have less upgrades in them. That's why once Terran 3-3 comes, you're pretty much dead unless you have Hive almost done and you're about to get your upgrades yourself.
Yeah, or you get like a magical Baneling detonation that just
like you usually see games where it's back and forth for like 5-10 minutes, and then suddenly Terran gets 3-3 upgrades and they just win in like 2 minutes later.
Yep. And we've seen that actually quite often on this map specifically, considering it's very easy tug of war. Even before the expansion of the map to the southern parts of Newkirk Precinct, we had that big fight over the middle, especially as creep starts to push over to the other side.
And if Zerg takes that forward 4th base, then Terran, it's really easy for Terran to just keep attacking that spot. It's very close in between the Terran 3rd and the Zerg 4th.
How much is Jjakji really going to commit to this, a 1-1 timing?
I think he just wants to clean out some creep, and if there's a 4th base, he would like to cancel it, but this is not the case. So
wow, picking off all the Banelings too.
This is like a standard attack Terran, so almost every game after this opening, but for some reason, Symbol wasn't prepared.
Yeah.
He might just die here, which is surprising.
I really didn't know if Jjakji was going to commit to it, but instead he's managed to take off almost every single Baneling, and there's nothing really... Oh no, the Spire's right there. He's going to pick it off as well. This is terrible news for Symbol, and now he's going to lose almost all of his economy at the natural. Wow, this is extremely good for Jjakji, considering that I don't think he was planning to do this much damage.
Yeah, this is just standard push to clean creep, but like, he's almost doing game-ending damage, delaying the mutas this long, and preventing that much economy. His drops will not be able to be stopped later. And
It's not even going to stop. He's continuing to kill.
Yeah, there's a double drop heading to the main base as well, so nice picking up those units. Gonna try to kill a few more drones. I think he will have to pick up because there's links already and 2 more queens. But those 2 medevacs in the main base will be able to do a lot of damage.
Symbol's in such bad shape. All of his units are at the 30. He has to pull from the main. And now Jjakji can target the Spire once again, if he so desires, or not.
He's actually going for drones, and if he gets in a better position, might be able to kill a few more links, but Banelings rolling in will be able to clean this up properly. However, Symbol is behind 37 supply right now, even in upgrades, and he doesn't have any mutas out. If you take a look at the worker count, it's 74 against 71.
Yeah.
So Jjakji in a great position overall.
It's really tight. I mean, I like what Jjakji's doing. This is kind of what we've come to expect. Lots of aggression, back and forth, pinging and prodding as much as he can on Symbol. Symbol doesn't really have enough room to even make the meals right now, since she's using all of her larvae on Zerglings, trying to replenish her queen count, and her mineral count is really low as a result.
So from now on, it looks like Jjakji is just going to continuously push, get an early 4th base earlier than usual. He has so many SCVs, and he's also ahead, so it's completely safe to do so. And it'll be really hard for Symbol to respond. He might not have time to get a Hive at this point, and once Terran gets 3-3, it'll be very hard for him to deal with it.
Oh, that's cute. I like that he's repairing his medevacs. Not a lot of Terrans do that.
Yeah, it's really cheap, and it's good.
It is cheap. It's like 25 minerals, 25 gas, right? Oh, wait. It's 25% of what it is, right?
Yeah, so that's 25, 25.
Okay. Ah, yeah. See, I shouldn't doubt myself so much. Thank you, Scarlet.
Symbol is going to spot this drop. His first 14 mutas will be popping very soon. So he will be able to clean this up, I feel like. He has a few Banelings at his 3rd base as well. No 4th base going down for him yet. Instead opting to get a 3rd hatchery or a 4th hatchery at his 3rd.
I mean, she just needs production. Normally by now Zerg would be close to max and be able to match the strength of Terran. And that's kind of where Terran, and this is kind of like where the tug of war begins, but instead His Symbol is just struggling to get anything. In fact, Symbol supply blocked, which is even more bad news if you wanted to produce anything.
Yeah, and Symbol is going for a little bit of a base trade, or he wants to do a Baneling Zergling run by. He doesn't have a lot of stuff at home though. He needs to get really good Baneling hits to be able to clean this up. In the meantime, rolling in with Lynx, Banelings, Mutas in the main base, so the Banelings are going for the third base. He will be able to pick up a lot of SCVs, I feel like. Bit of a late response by Jjakji. Mutas at the same time in the main base trying to pick up some reactors and a tech lab, but that didn't work out. Supply's getting closer and closer, but it feels like Symbol just doesn't have enough at home.
I liked what Jjakji did as well. Picked up his Widow Mines, unburrowed them to make sure that they would not detonate and friendly fire on his Marines, and now Symbol's gonna lose his Baning Nest, so he has to win pretty much with this army right here. Widow Mines are spread out pretty nicely. Detonations haven't been landing exactly how he wants to. And now Jjakji would push back, but Symbol still has suffered a considerable amount of damage.
Yeah, but so has Jjakji. He lost a lot of workers around...
Oh, this is really nice.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness.
Symbol's getting a lot of free units here, killing off those medevacs, and those Marines aren't doing a lot of damage.
That's like 8 medevacs, right?
2 or 3.
That's really good for Symbol. The one thing is, he doesn't have Overseer, and there's like 5 Widow Mines at the front of his natural that he's not going to be able to kill. So a lot of his units will just die randomly.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
That is brutal. Yeah, Symbol is now caught onto it.
He's dealing with them pretty well.
Yeah. But man, that is annoying because Symbol really has to kind of piece it together. And now Jjakji is using that time to secure a 4th base. That's something you don't see all the time. 18 minutes and Terran's up a base.
Yeah, but he only has 45 SCV, so he won't be able to use it that much except for the mules.
But he's got mules, Hearthstone.
Yeah, he does have
He's
mules.
got mules.
I'm surprised he didn't start 3-3 yet. This is the one big advantage you have over Zerg, is that you can start 3-3 if you have an armory, and Zerg needs to get to Hive. So yeah, I would like to see that, because after that it gets very hard, like Scarlet mentioned earlier.
The word you're looking for is dicey.
Dicey.
You're welcome, Hearthstone.
Hashtag dicey.
Yes. No hashtag needed.
And there it is.
Dicey is self-explanatory.
It takes about 4 minutes to research, just a bit less.
Oh man, and the Widow Mines are going to explode everywhere. Some friendly fire as well. Jjakji's going to split off Creep, which is exactly what he wants. GG. Game 2 goes to Jjakji. Jumps out to a quick 2-0 lead over Symbol. It's like Symbol struggling early game throughout the entire series.
Honestly, a lot of those things, they look fancy, but they're not very good.
But they're cool. They're style points.
Yeah, they're cool, but they're not
Yeah.
actually good.
Yeah, but you get the high score. You know, like in the arcades. That's all
Yeah.
that matters. Right?
So,
Rest in peace, StarCraft 2
top right.
arcade. Oh, you want to do introductions,
no,
Scarlett?
I don't. Oh, we're starting with Terran.
Yeah, okay. In the bottom right.
I'm not doing this.
Oh.
Horrible. Okay, let's do this.
Well,
In the bottom right, the blue Terran, all the way from Korea, playing for Team My Insanity. It is Jjakji!
Yay!
Yeah, you kind of missed the cheers.
Jjakji fighting! What?
I'll cheer the next time. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
do it again.
Yeah.
And in the top right, it is the Beast, the hard-working machine, better known to everyone as Symbol.
Yay. That was excellent.
Oh, Scarlett, you are every professional golfer's dream audience. That was perfect. Honestly, I think Symbol needs that kind of encouragement from this point on because he's struggling. And I think Jjakji's been able to punish him perfectly in every game so far.
Yeah.
Truly amazing cheers.
No, I mean honestly, it's I've enjoyed. Actually, people really enjoyed your casting overall this weekend, Scarlett. It was really well.
With Koss.
With Koss, yeah.
We were both a little... We need more hype in our series.
But you guys
other
are
than
dropping
that,
some analytical bombs.
I guess.
Yes. Scarlett, top 1 analytical Zerg commentator. Yeah.
Not on my stream. I don't commentate.
Are you streaming more often now?
I will once I'm in the team. Switch might be
Okay.
tomorrow, actually.
Yeah?
So I might stream tomorrow.
Okay. Well, that'd be really nice. Check out Scarlett's stream. Where can we find your stream?
Twitch.tv/ScarlettM.
Oh, okay, Scarlett M. Don't
with
forget
2
that.
T's.
2 T's. That's right, because the
Yeah,
second
it's
one is silent.
It is silent.
It is silent.
So now, this is a pretty standard game. Command Center, Barracks Gas against Hatch Pool Gas.
Yes, and over in Terran, we have pretty much this what we can expect on a big map. Command Center first, 15 rack, 16 gas. It's actually my favorite build to play in TVZ.
So it's just going to be 3 queens and speedlings against Hellions.
Yeah, 4, 6, 8 Hellions. Depends on what he wants, and then he can transition to Banshees or more barracks, or play even 3rd command center if he wants to be super greedy.
I hope we see Cloak Banshees this game. They're interesting.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I feel like they're still kind of underutilized, and we were watching Tasia kind of mix in Banshees throughout his mid-game composition, kind of keep producing, because usually Terrence would stop at like maybe 2, but then Tasia throughout the mid-game of the previous series was playing like 5, 6, 7 Banshees and keeping them alive, trying to harass, and especially when it came to Ultra time, and you know, the point where Marauders are kiting nonstop and Ultras barely live, the Banshees would finish them off. It was awesome.
What does it mean that he still has 1 drone in gas?
Well, a lot of Zergs do that. They just want it to speed up their tech later on. It's not for any attack or anything.
Yeah, it's just to boost their economy while not forgetting their gassing.
If we were to see an all-in from Symbol, would we see gases going down right now or in a few seconds or a minute ago?
It depends how fast an all-in he's doing. If he's doing Roach Bane, then he doesn't need it yet. Maybe a second gas in like 30 seconds.
The pool positioning is actually kind of interesting too. It's right next to us so the queen can kind of tuck in. I don't know if that was necessarily deliberate.
You usually do that in ZVP. It doesn't really make any difference in ZVT.
Right, for the Zealots that
I would
might,
make it behind the middle line to try and block Hellions if they get by or something.
Why would you do this in ZVP though? Because
It's
this
ZVP.
way, if they have a prison, they can drop 1 Zealot to the left of the queen and then to the 1 to the right of the queen, then it's surrounded.
I would do CVZ. Did I say ZVP?
He's at ZVP.
Oh, sorry. CVZ,
okay.
because if they go temple bane, then you need that queen there.
I was like, yeah, that's totally right. Because the Zealots. All right, well, I said something completely backwards. I apologize.
I did too.
It does make it interesting for a tight squeeze once Ultras pop out. I don't think it would fit in that spot.
Yeah, they appear beside it. They just teleport a bit.
And we do see a second gas for Jjakji a bit early now. So he might go into a starport, then Cloak Banshee? Or is this not the case?
No, he went stim already. It's definitely not Banshees. You want to start the starport and then make the tech lab before the Banshees with the barracks.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
that
does make sense,
good
actually.
observation. So with that, Jjakji is now adding more barracks and continuing transition. Symbol goes for a scout, but I don't know if he saw the 3rd command center just yet. But either way, knows that doesn't have to be worried about anything like, I don't know, like a crazy Hellion run by, which still is attempted from time to time.
These 3 overlords in the front are excellent. A lot of Zergs do this. More should. They just see the Hellions coming from so far away, you'll never really lose any drones to them, especially when you have speedlings already.
Yeah, that's right. And now with the Hellions poking, we start seeing the inevitable harassment that's going to come from both sides.
Those queens look a bit vulnerable, actually. There's only 2.
Without Reapers, it's not too big of a deal. Or Banshees, you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, okay. Nice pick-off by Jjakji getting that 1 creep tumor.
Yeah.
Scan going down, sees the Baning Nest and the double Evo, so he knows he's safe for a bit, like you mentioned last game.
Jjakji is just really late on his E-base in general in this matchup.
Symbol doesn't need his Baneling Nest this early. He's probably just scared from last game where he died to a weird attack.
Yeah, it was a 1-1 attack.
That was actually a standard attack from Terran, but he's just playing super safe this game because of that.
Yeah, so now finally we have everybody just powering up and getting their upgrades. But will Jjakji move out? Well, he's securing an early 3rd once again. His command center has landed, and he's now going to start mining momentarily. And this time, Symbol sees it. So
I think we'll see an attack pretty similar to last game with 1-1, and the first 2 medevacs at around 10:30, 11 minutes. And Symbol should have 4 bases, 80 drones by then. Hopefully getting muted soon.
But the distance is much longer, so it'll be much easier, or not much easier, it'll be better for Symbol to gather more resources to try to fight back, because Newkirk Precinct sometimes, you know, you just lose attention for a few seconds and all of a sudden the Hellions are at your natural.
And he also has more creep this game, so it'll take longer for Jjakji to get to him.
Yeah. Yeah, more creep is better in general.
It's always better. I like lots of creep.
Yeah, you know, actually a lot of the players were complimenting your spread and creep because you like to go to the very edge, while some people just kind of do it, you know, like a few spaces next to it, because they're going so fast, they're trying to multitask as fast as they can.
Yeah, you're very quick at it, even if you don't have a lot of creep tumors.
Yes.
You get like 4 or 5, and then still have the map covered in like 14 minutes. It's ridiculous.
House was like, stop it! It's getting annoying. And that's kind of just a mark of a good Zerg player, especially considering how much Terran needs to control the creep off the map. And Jjakji's now scanning and starting to poke out the map, so I think you're absolutely right, Scarlet. trying to see if he can poke out and maybe do something similar to he did in the previous game.
Yeah, it's the same attack. You see, it's not really an all-in or anything. It's just a standard attack to clear creep.
Yeah, but I feel like Symbol is in a way better spot now. He's 58 link. Oh, actually he's going for a little bit of a counter attack, and this might do some damage. And he will be able to clean this up quite easily as well.
He doesn't get the lift off either. The Widowmines do burrow. Oh, that's going to cost Symbol a lot. Meanwhile, we do have Jjakji pulling back some of his Hellions to help and pushing the third at the same time. SCVs are going to go down at the natural. Big damage being laid down, and Symbol does stabilize back at home. Very nicely done.
I think this was quite a decent trade for Symbol. He killed off 11 workers. He's a bit ahead at the worker tab. Shouldn't he throw down a fourth base by now?
Yeah, he should throw down a fourth by now. He didn't lose any of his creep, which is what the attack normally does. The attack hits before Zerk has Bathing Speed or Mutas, so you can just kill the edge of the creep really easily. There's no real risk to it. You just lift up if they get too close. So, Symbol stopping that and killing workers, it's an excellent position for him.
Yeah, he did delay, his Mutalist being out in the field, but it was absolutely worth it, as now he's really pretty much safe for the next minute or so. Now, Jjakji is going to send out a medevac and try to see if he can harass, but now we have a good old Zergling Baneling attack on the third base. I love stuff like this. Sulky is a big proponent of doing things to try to harass Terran as much as possible and completely decimate the third base mineral line. Very nice job. And that's going to pull and delay Jjakji yet again.
Yeah, another 19 workers falling right here, and I don't think Symbol needs to take this fight, but
oh wow,
actually he can, and he kills a lot of Marines, kills a few Widow Mines, and yeah, in total
a lot of Marines.
30 workers now. And if we take a look at the income tab, it's 49 workers for Jjakji against 73 of Symbol. So this puts Jjakji in a bit of an odd position where he does need to do some damage, and I don't think he will be able to do the damage that he wants to. There's a lot of units out, there's a lot of Banelings out already, and the first Mutas are on the way.
A drop attempt in the main base, but Symbol's on top of it, and he even has Banelings already prepared for a next wave. And Jjakji, is he paying attention to his army? Does burn the Widow Mines, but they're not able to detonate because they were not within range, and the Banelings will clean up everything else. Excellent play this game 3 from Symbol. Nothing is getting past the sights.
Yeah, exactly. The only thing that I think Symbol should do is start 2-2.
Yeah, Jjakji seemed to forget his for 2 minutes after the counterattack. He just got thrown off his game. He forgot to start 2-2. And Symbol, I don't think he has 2-2 already. He could, but... no,
nope, he doesn't.
So that's really late. He probably forgot them also. Unless he just wanted more mutas to start with.
Yeah, probably try to squeeze out, because he did make a lot of Banelings for that third attack.
Yeah.
And around that time, it's... Well, that could come into play is a big factor, considering, I mean, being down to upgrades is already a pretty big disadvantage, but this much, he is starting 2-2 though, finally.
And 15-20 more drones for his fourth base. If he defends now, he'll be in an excellent position. On this map, especially in these positions, it's quite nice for the Zerg because they can just keep expanding away from the Terran. And it gets harder and harder for Terran to attack. The only really real way they have to attack it is drops. And we should see Symbol spreading his overlords around to scout for drops in the airspaces around the left side of the map.
That's right.
And if he had extra APM, he'd be doing that right now.
A little bit of Muta harass in the main base, trying to pick up a reactor, I think. He decides not to go for it, doesn't want to lose any Mutas. Tries to focus down a few Marines without losing any Mutas. Yeah, will be able to do it. Killed 4 Marines, didn't lose a Muta. That was a good trade because Muta have the sick regeneration nowadays, so in 1 minute they will be full health again. In the meantime, there's a drop at the fourth base of Symbol. I'm not sure if he killed workers. No, he did not. Symbol immediately responding by building 3 spine crawlers, and I think with Mutas he will be able to clean up this drop without getting any damage at all.
Well, there's one Muta trying to chase down the medevac. Meanwhile, we do have a mini engagement. The Widowmine's trying to burrow, but Banelings do manage to connect before they're able to get into position, and now the Marines are splitting up. Every man for himself. It's survival mode for Jjakji's army. And Jjakji was attempting to move out for fourth base, but that is not going to do it. And that is going to give Symbol enough room to attack this third base.
Yeah, exactly, and this is going to be very hard for Jjakji to hold without getting any SCV losses. There we see the first SCVs falling already, and Symbol deciding just to go for the main army. Marines dying left and right, at the same time attacking the fourth base of Jjakji with Mutas. This is looking very good for Symbol.
Oh, this is perfect. Perfect play from Symbol. I mean, he shut down all attempts from Jjakji to counterattack as well, and he's going to get the fourth command center. Excellently done.
Yeah. He even has Hive almost done, so he won't even be behind in 3-3 this game. And even if you get 3-3 as Terran, once 3-3 Zerglings and Banelings come out, they're actually
Nah,
stronger
that's
than...
cute.
Yeah, they're actually stronger than 2-2, first 2-2, because Banelings do more damage.
Yeah, people don't use Contaminate a lot enough. I don't know, you're one of the players that do, Scarlet, in terms of upgrades and whatnot, production. Oh, big connections in the third base as all these SCVs are going to die. I mean, that's pretty much going to be the last remnants of the economy. 57 workers have been killed this game.
And from this point, Symbol can just keep making units and attack until Jjakji dies.
They're going to put a memorial here on this map for how many SCVs have been killed. This is absolutely disgusting amounts of damage and harassment all throughout the game so far. Jjakji's going to attempt to go for a fourth base siege, but I mean, Symbol even has Spine Callers there in preparation, and these Marines are going to get shut down easily.
Nothing's been working for Jjakji at all this game. It's been pretty one-sided, even though it hasn't looked too one-sided.
Yeah, I just feel like this time Symbol was just better prepared for everything, and Jjakji just tried the same thing and didn't work. Straight up.
Nice move by Symbol, cleaning up those Widow Mines. I feel like all he needs to do is stop this attack, and then he'll be in a very good spot to take this game.
As long as he doesn't lose his fourth.
Yeah, I mean, he should be fine. The
Yeah,
Bangs are rolling in. He's got his most high count of units is Medivacs at the moment in the middle of the field. Jjakji's supply is half. No, less than half. My math is bad. I should have stayed in school.
And Symbol just made 80 more Zerglings. That's like more than twice as many Marines as Jjakji has. Should be pretty easy for him to just attack him with a bunch of Banelings now.
He has a decent mute account as well, 19. Maybe not as high as you would want. What's the maximum mute account you would like?
I go up to like 40.
100.
You go to 40.
But with the Terrans going Thors nowadays, I have trouble with that. I have no idea what to do against that yet. Probably just switch to Ultras.
Yeah, and, pretty much anything hive tech-wise would be really good. But yes, Ultralist is a very common follow-up. And Jjakji, I don't know what he's waiting for. Maybe just trying to see if he can hoist some miraculous comeback, or just waiting for his army to get crushed decisively.
This was some nice anticipation by Jjakji, having those Marines there to catch a few mutas. Did kill 1 or 2, I do believe.
Ooh.
And yeah, Symbol just very far ahead in supply, is rolling in with the Banelings.
Yeah.
Showing Jjakji what's up.
Yeah. At this point, Jjakji feels behind. He's not even making turrets. He just wants to try and play very greedy and get ahead that way, but that just leaves so much room for Symbol to attack with Mutas at this point.
Symbol's not making an Ultralist Cavern. I guess he's intent on staying on this composition until he can end it. Jjakji again putting on as much pressure as possible, but he killed off I think 1 or 2 drones at most, and has still been shut down. Mutalist darting back into the main base and attempting to harass. This is just systematic pickoff. I think a Symbol doesn't want to overextend, doesn't want to lose his Mutalist, because it is easy to lose everything to just a few bad Widow Mine shots, and then all of a sudden you realize you're in a pretty awkward position.
Did you see the ending of WCS America Season 3?
Yes, with Polt's Widow Mines connecting against Buell.
Like everyone made it at the same time. It was disgusting.
I thought that was going to be a lot better.
Disgusting.
Disgusting, I'm telling
Yes,
you.
I love the anguish when you said disgusting. Banelings rolling in. This is going to be it for the rest of Jjakji's army. Even if he does manage to somehow get an army back, there's no way he can recover. GG, Symbol somewhat climbing back to the series 1-2, showing excellent play. Who did introductions last game? Hearthstone did. Ah, that leaves.
No, I can't. I'm not doing
I'll
that.
cheer. I'll cheer.
Well,
If you do it, I'll
we'll
cheer.
support you. We'll help you.
That's okay. That's okay.
All right. Okay. Well, I got you on this one. All right. In the top right corner of the map, 3 o'clock position, if you will, we have the blue Terran from Team My Insanity. It is Jjakji.
Yay.
Aww. Sounds kind of like my middle school basketball games. In the top left, around 10:30 o'clock, we have the red Zerg from Team Azubu. It is Symbol.
Woohoo. That was better.
Wahoo! You say Yoo-hoo like the chocolate milk drink?
Yeah.
Ah,
Don't you
that
like
was
chocolate milk?
awesome.
Yeah.
Yoo-hoo was the shit back in middle school. That was all I drank. And I never got any cavities. It definitely pissed off all my friends. Thanks, Mom and Dad, for great genes. All right, so on Frost, these positions is much better for Jjakji than it would be cross positions, so that's at least in his favor.
Yeah, it's easy for him to drop into the main, and it's also hard for Symbol to take up fourth. Looks like we're going to be seeing exactly the same builds as last game. Command Center first, Hatchery first. Probably into Gas for both players pretty quickly.
So if $1,000 is on the line, Scarlet, and there's one game left, would you do a safe macro build like this as well?
Yeah.
No.
I'm a very safe player.
Oh yeah, in general, but I just feel like Symbol's when he's had the games on the line, he's always played pretty aggressive as well.
Well, he does a safe opening into playing aggressive in the mid game, which is still okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Which fort base would you take actually on this map? I'm wondering. You're not gonna take the base with the stupid cliff, right?
You can't take the close one.
Stupid. That's what it should be referred to from now on.
You have to take the one closer to the bottom left. The one to the right of your main. It's way too close to Terra. And if they push up there, and just get Marines on that cliff.
And then like the Widow Mines on the ramp. Yeah, this is kind of like what you can do with force field. Sometimes a Zerg, this is like Christmas coming early. A Zerg takes this base and you spawn the horizontal positions and you just stand there. You can close this off with 3 force fields. You build like 2 cannons as well. Then you tell them to get out. Well, now of course you don't do this. You just like hallucinate Colossi, make them dance, and then tell them to take the other third base the next time.
The way this high ground ramp kind of works reminds me of a little bit of Kulos Ravine without the rocks being there to block you off. Do you guys remember that map at all?
I didn't play back then.
Really? Wow. And you're this good already. Wow, I'm really impressed. Kulos Ravine had a 4-player map, and it was a lot tighter version of this. It was, you know, kind of like a daybreak size, but
you could shoot the natural from the
like from the high ground. There was a high ground ramp that connected both mains, but they were blocked by rocks. And so what you would do is you would kill the rocks with like marauders and then siege tanks and like kill the natural of your opponent because it was just that close.
Couldn't you also warp over the rocks with a pylon, like 4 stalkers?
Yeah,
and
as
then
well.
Get on
And you can warp on the high ground.
Are you a Terra player?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Terra player.
This was amazing.
So yes, I was very abusive back in Kulos Ravine.
I remember the Blink Stalker went ridiculous on that map as well.
Yes. It's how I got to Diamond before Masters came out. Terran abuse. Steps of War.
Lost Temple, where you would put like 2 tanks on there and start building bunkers and turrets and stuff. You couldn't get there.
There used to be a ledge you can drop Thors as well and hit the natural hatchery.
Yeah.
And you couldn't do anything as Zerg. You had to get Overlord Vision and Spine Crawlers.
I'm glad
Please
I
still
didn't
cast
play
with
back
me,
then.
Scarlet.
I'm really glad I didn't play back then.
Yeah, it really does sound horrible thinking back of it.
Scarlet's getting scared.
I still had to endure the close positions on Metalopolis and Scrap Temples.
Scrap Station?
No, the other temple map.
Shattered Temple.
Shattered Temple, that's it.
Ah, yes. Yes. The ugly cousin of Lost Temple.
BlizzCon 2011.
The
Finals.
equally unattractive cousin.
Nesty just went 1 base Roach and killed MVP.
Yep.
Close positions.
You have a very good memory when it comes to games.
Yeah.
You also remembered the other game that I can't even remember which game we were talking about.
Well, it was it made me very happy seeing a Terran lose close positions. It never really happened back then.
There was well, you should have also seen the Idra versus MVP game on Steps of War. That was actually pretty impressive. And to date, that's probably Greg's most fond memory of StarCraft 2.
What happened?
Well, I mean, it was kind of a weird thing. In Steps of War, you can kind of siege tank push across the map. And you just hop. It's like literally 2 on sieges, and you'd be hitting the natural from your natural. And so Greg just played pretty standard Muling Bane and harassed a lot, I think, and then was able to really hold with a lot of Spine Crawlers. He played 2 base, obviously, because 2 base Muta was like the build back in the day.
1 base Muta was a bit cheesy.
Yeah, 1 base Muta was like a cat's build back then. Good times. Good times. But now we have developed into a 3 base economy StarCraft 2 stable metagame symbol, getting his 3 bases. And Jjakji does have his 3rd command center and floating out early, like he has been all series.
So it's exactly the same, except the only difference is Symbol got at Overlord speed quickly. He just wants to play even safer than last game.
Huh. So this means that Symbol feels comfortable in the late game, or mid game at least against Jjakji.
Yeah, definitely. Last game and the mid game, it worked very well for Symbol.
Yeah.
The first 2 games were just early game bops.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way else to describe it. Stomp, bops, whatever onomatopoeia you want to put to it.
Yeah, the second game you just did a normal timing.
It was like a thwop
Symbol
somewhere
just
in there.
died.
Oh, 60 more drones, so Symbol will go up to 73 drones.
Suicide Hellion trying to scout, and it actually does get some intel, sees gas taken at a certain time, but
and layer timing as well.
Yeah.
And Symbol does something different from last game. Last game he took his 4 gases a bit earlier than this, and then he didn't take his 5th and 6th gas till like the 10:30 or 11-minute mark even, if I recall correctly. Which I thought was interesting. Now he takes them earlier. What's the difference, or is there no difference?
He might be making less Zerglings to counterattack this game. He wants more gas to switch into mutas faster. That's the only thing I can see.
All right.
Well, we'll see if that works out for him because, well, Jjakji, nothing has changed in the past 3 games. His upgrades are starting around the same time. His production is ramping up at the exact minutes. So is he going to try another 1-1 attack? And the bigger question is, will it work?
I'm pretty sure he will do the same thing because the setup is exactly the same, so he'll try to do it. Maybe he's a bit more careful this time. He actually is starting a second wall right now, so maybe this is his preparation for the Baneling run by. And he's getting a Marine in position to see if there's anything coming from that side. However, Symbol does see that Marine on the top as well with an Overlord.
And he'll go kill it.
Yeah,
right
he'll
now.
go kill it with 4 links right now.
I think he definitely will do the same attack as last game, but yeah, just make sure there's no counterattacks. You really kind of need to do that attack to stop the creep from getting out of control, because if you don't, then mid game, there's creep everywhere, and it's really hard to push. You want to be able to push into the third as fast as you can without going on creep too much.
All right, well, here comes the initial poke and see what Jjakji can do. Symbol's completely prepared from all separate angles, trying to go from Banelings from the south. And a few detonate without being able to land on anything. Symbol will have to pull back. Good micro thus far from Jjakji.
Yeah, and
Very good.
targeting down the Banelings right now. There's 12 Banelings in production and there's 2 left, but if those don't do any damage,
my
I think this will be
goodness.
quite hard.
Face hugging his opponent's army, and the drones are being forced to fight as well.
Actually cleans it up quite okay.
Yeah.
So not as bad as I thought it would be. However, he made Symbol spend a bit more gas than he might have wanted to. And yeah, 8 more Banelings on the way right now. 2 before Mutas as well. So Mutas will be a bit delayed. I'm really liking the Overlord spread that Symbol has. So he sees the double drop incoming, and he should be able to prepare in time for this.
Yeah, he was lacking that a bit on Whirlwind, but he's been doing very well this game on it. And that push Jjakji did, I really liked it until he just ran right into the third. He should have stayed back and denied the creep. You can't... He's just thinking about the second game and thinking, oh, I'll win this game right here, but it didn't work out like that.
Oh,
And he put himself behind because of it.
Symbol hasn't been preparing for this drop at all, which is a bit odd to say the least.
He saw it for so long.
Yeah, he saw it for like half a minute ago.
He's going to lose the pool.
That stinks,
it's
to
a bit-
say the least.
It's quite annoying indeed, and the first mutas are popping now, 6 out on the map, but won't be enough to kill those medevacts, I feel like. He might be able to get one, but he isn't chasing properly, so rebuilding the pool as well. His drone count is 76, which is in a fine position. Ideally, you might want to go up to 80 or even a bit higher.
Jones? Yeah,
Jones?
80 is a good number. 85 max, I'd say.
Well said. Jjakji's going to transition to his 4th command center, so trying to continue to put on pressure while being able to expand. Now the Mutas are finally out into the field and heading into the main base, while Symbol is setting up a different squadron of Zergling and Baneling. Has to be careful because his Mutas are pretty fragile. They're not in a big count yet.
Yeah, exactly. We do see 2-2 finishing in a half a minute for Symbol. Jjakji's upgrades are a bit behind, but doesn't matter too much, as I don't think he will be getting aggressive very soon. Maybe a max push?
Yeah, probably. Because of last game where he lost everything to counterattacks every time he moved out, he's definitely playing a lot safer, relying more on drops to try and deal damage.
Exactly, and talking about drops, we do see a double drop unloading at the bottom side of the map, but Symbol, being the great player he is, already has Banelings in position, so this drop won't do anything. Widowmine might be able to get... no, nothing. And the same time going in with the Mutas once again, trying to get those reactors, even... yeah, there we go, focusing down the reactor. He won't be able to get it this time, but forcing another stim, and Jjakji has enough of it and decides to push out on the map.
Yeah, still has to be kind of careful because he is marching onto creep. He hasn't been spending scans in the earlier part of the game to try to eliminate it, so
There's
now he
a
has to.
Huge counterattack coming.
Oh.
But this is a nice wall stopping
Yeah.
him.
The second wall is actually very nice. The Marine's trying to go in for the flank, and the pincer instead. Now Symbol is kind of forced to engage on unfavorable terms. And Symbol does trade a lot of his Banelings in for, minimal amounts of damage.
Oh, and we see a little squad of Ling and Baneling running the bottom side of the map, trying to go for the third base. And this might do a little bit of damage as Jjakji is occupied with something else like drops, or trying to micro against the Ling Muta army that Symbol is using right now to attack the fourth base. He's just setting it up for now. Won't be using it until a big fight happens, maybe.
Yeah. But the SimCity is still pretty cool from Jjakji to have the little bunker ring with supply depots, and the third counter is on its way. Jjakji more intent on defending his now established fourth base. As the Zerglings are coming in, the Banelings just go straight for the bunker, but not enough Banelings to actually finish it off and go for the SCVs. A little bit undermanned there, that operation.
Yeah, if they have a bunker, you need more than 5 banelings. All that'll do is kill the bunker. You won't be able to kill any SCVs with the banelings. And then if they have Marines close by, the Marines will get there in time to stop your Zerglings from killing their SCVs, really.
So Symbol went for a much earlier hive than I thought he would. He's actually almost done with it. He only got 30 more seconds, and then he's going to have it before the 18-minute mark.
I think it's because Jjakji's been playing really passive. As soon as you're safe to get a hive, you really want to. If you don't hive it and Terran gets 3-3, you're in trouble. So he wants to get ultras or 3-3 himself as soon as he can.
Three-prong attack coming in from the middle of the map. Jjakji assaulting the fourth base as well as the fifth of Symbol. The Mutas could not engage the Marine Widow Mine in the northern part, so Jjakji is going to take this opportunity to also shove the bottom part, picks off the hatchery, lifts up and runs away while also unloading a double drop somewhere into the main base. There's a lot of action going on this map.
Yeah, at the natural right now there are 60 Marines being unloaded, killing a few drones. He has a really good position here, so just Lynx won't cut it, I feel like. Yeah, Banelings rolling in. We'll be able to clean this up.
Chance fuse. Oh,
doesn't get the pull.
Wow. Chance fuse OP. Well, I mean,
decent trade for Symbol.
Can't believe he saved
Loses his fifth base. There's still a few mineral patches in his main base, so he can mine from that for now. But I would love to see it being rebuilded as soon as possible. 4 Widow Mines at the top side of the map, still relaxing. Not sure if Symbol knows about those.
Isn't Zerg technology amazing? You can transfuse from far away. Like you can, like, it's like a range of a stalker, right?
Not compared to Protoss technology. Have you seen the Colossus?
You can instantly transport a unit anywhere you want in the world.
And you can make a new map with force fields.
Yeah, but I mean, imagine if you can do that. How many lives we'd save? Just Zerg transfuse. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. Any doctors watching, get on that.
So there's the Thor that I was talking about. If you get a ton of mutas, Thors are very strong against them. Especially because the Banelings, when you're trying to micro, Banelings just run into the Thors if you're trying to run them into Marines.
Is there like a priority with that? Where the
no, it's because they status up all the Marines backwards, but not the Thor.
Yeah, okay, so just the auto attack, or the attack move.
Yeah.
Oops, wrong game. We do have the Zergling being cleaned up here into the third base, while Jjakji also going for a drop into the bottom part of the map.
Symbol lost like 5 mutas against the 4 Widow Mines that were burrowed at top. And they killed a few Banelings before, so those were definitely worth it.
Pre-patch, you would have lost all those mutas.
Yeah. I was getting really scared watching that. I was like, oh, this is game over, but he only lost 5, so that was good. Actually, the Thor isn't going to be too useful because Symbol decided to go into Infestor Ultra, and he's even getting a Greater Spire right now, so it seems like he really wants to get into these higher tech units. Do you agree with this, Scarlet? Good choice.
I'm not sure. I haven't played very many late game CVTs recently, but I think it's definitely a good choice. But I mean, I'm not 100% sure.
Well, regardless, we've been pleasured to see lots of late game TVZs in the past few hours. Jjakji and Symbol, if you guys are just tuning in, are still in the middle of a series for third place, where Symbol's down 1-2, but he's fighting very valiantly, and I would say he's actually in a really good spot. Despite Jjakji's big bank, I feel like Symbol is now transitioned to Hive, getting his upgrades and equalizing.
And his second Ultra Cavern, even.
Oh, that's smart. That's very smart. Yeah, I like it. Why not? Well, I mean, is that an accident?
Huh?
Is that
Yeah,
an
it's
accident? Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't sure. You never know. It's maybe he's just being preventative. But it is funny because he is making ultras at the moment. Maybe he meant infest. No, he already has an infestation.
He has everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. A little push at, quite a big push at the fourth base.
Oh.
And there's only 2
What
lines.
happened? Oh wow, that was a big detonation. Did you see that?
One thing missing from Jjakji's army is Marauders. In all these games, he hasn't been making Marauders, which are both really good against Banelings because you start set the Marines and the Banelings set the Marauders. And also, once the Ultras come out, if you don't have Marauders, there's no way to kill the Ultras. Marines only do like 2 damage to a fully upgraded Ultra list. So they just take forever. You need Marauders.
Excellent points. And yeah, he doesn't even have any Marauders here. He's making Marauders for the first time, and now they're starting to join to the army, but that's before he can even do anything with them because the Marines get decimated by whatever was there. Now the Infestors and Ultras have arrived for support, and Symbol did a good job crushing this army decisively.
And Now Symbol wants to try and deny at least one of Jjakji's bases before Jjakji maxes if possible. Probably this one down here. He can probably kill that.
Yeah. There's nothing really defending other than 2 Marines. They thought they got lucky with assignments, but the opposite was true.
You feel quite safe next to a planet.
Yeah.
But then the guy comes
It's like,
in
man,
and
we
just
got
kills
the
2
best gig
Marines.
ever.
Yeah. Poor guys. Few changelings. There's a little bit. There's a few banelings on the top. We'll try to get some SCVs, but the sensor tower sees everything. So
Yeah.
Jjakji is just going to be like, well, I guess I'll sacrifice a few marauders for this. Won't lose any SCVs, or maybe 2.
Well, meanwhile, he's also pushing the bottom. I mean, Symbol's fighting with a pretty small force overall. I'm trying to wonder where most of the supply is. It just seems scattered across the map. Zerglings here and there trying to do run-bys or defend in the most likely spots he'll be attacked. Symbol is now controlling as much as he can at the bottom, but still hasn't been able to dislodge Jjakji from his 5th base. And now Jjakji's moving out for 6th base. And his bank's insane, but he's not maxed.
Yeah.
Huh.
And this is going to be the phase where it gets very hard for Symbol.
Jjakji's the macro, man.
Yeah, Jjakji has like 6 command centers or 7 command centers, orbital command centers. Orbital commands, that is, so he will be able to throw down a lot of mules, and he can even sacrifice a few SAVs if he wants to. He has 79 now, and I think this is too many for this phase of the game if you have 7 orbitals as well.
Yeah.
There's
Definitely don't need that.
There's the Nidus you're talking about. It just finished. So
Oh.
we'll see. Oh, there.
Cool.
There we go in the main base. Let's see if Jjakji is responding in
And
time.
at this point, especially with the sensor tower, there's red dots all over your map, so it's really hard to notice the Nidus before it finishes up.
Yeah, just try to do your best to distract, and now it's about to pop. And 3, 4, 5 Ultralists. Why not? Ultralist party in the main base. And everybody's invited as Symbol's also going to engage in the army in the middle. Jjakji's not kiting or paying attention. He's backed into the corner, and that's exactly what Symbol wanted because he pulled the Marines back into the main base, and that's going to give Symbol the small window of opportunity to clean up whatever he wants in the bottom half.
These Marauders are in an excellent position, though. They can't really be attacked by Ultras, which is why I think it's better to send out Zerglings when you do this.
Yep.
Because Ultras, they get so stuck in a turn main base, they can't really do anything.
Ooh, Mutas are fighting turrets, and he is trading supply. And does manage to take out the planetary fortress. A little bit of a sloppiness of Symbol, but really cool idea nonetheless.
And suddenly Jjakji's bank
Style
is,
points.
it's gone.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh my
I
goodness.
think you're forgetting about this yellow guy called the Mule. He doesn't really care if there's no bank, he makes one.
That's right. Wally can mine all the minerals. Another Nidus attempted in the top right. The drop action is still furious in the bottom left. As these guys are fighting on every single corner of the map. Jjakji finally cleans up the remaining Ultralist army that was assailing his 5th, 6th bases. Symbol now going for another Nidus attempt, this time with Zergling support. Nice.
Great.
Exactly. And well, we see about 15 mules, actually make that 25 mules dropping in the right bottom, so Jjakji will have a lot of money very
We
soon.
should watch the income tab closely.
Yeah, this is gonna be amazing.
5-10 seconds from now. 3,000. 3,200.
Wow.
I think it's gonna go to
3,500.
4K. Yeah, there-
4,000.
wow.
It's disgusting.
Talk about economic bailout, huh?
Oh, wow.
Max, we need more money. Well, I'll just send more mules.
Yeah, only 47 SCV, so Jjakji's army is insane right now. 42 Marines, 16 Marauders, and 8 Medevacs, and there's more in production. 16 Marines building at the same time. He has Widow Mines with his army as well, so...
Wow.
Even though the last few fights have been going quite okay for Symbol, he has been denying bases left and right. I think Jjakji's position is quite good in this game.
He's been fending off the aggression really well. Now Symbol is attempting a Nidus Worm in the bottom right, and Symbol's army has become pretty complex. It's going to be a little hard to try to multitask completely on both sides because he has Infestors, Queens, Vipers, and he needs to try to keep his Overseers alive as much as possible as well. So this is going to be a little bit tricky if he wants to try to do micro on both ends. But Jjakji, he's been doing good so far with all the aggression. I feel like he's, I feel like he's doing really good. What do you think, Scarlett?
Yeah, suddenly with all his mules, he's back in an excellent position.
Yes. Yes.
I think Symbol should try and go into some Broodlords. There's no Vikings. There's only one Starport. I think the Starport even died. So there's no way for him to deal with Broodlords for a long time.
Yeah,
And he has the Greatest Fire done already.
he's starting to research fire carapace as well. I think you're absolutely right. Now Scarlett's trying to move down, or Symbol is moving down the map. I apologize, I confused you there. Trying to chase the army. You know, I think Symbol can also continue to spread a little bit of creep because he's starting to lose mobility.
Yeah. There's a very annoying drop in the main base. Kill the infestation pit. I don't think there's a second infestation pit, only 2 ultra caverns.
Another Nidus for him. This game is madness. There's the Ultralisk still trying to peg away at the 6th base, and now the army of Symbol, the main one, is roaming outside the 4th base, or 5th base rather. And now another Zergling run by trying to clean up the production. And now the full-on engagement. Fungals onto the army. Widowmines don't have time to detonate. A few do, but some of them are caught in an interesting traffic jam. They somehow survive. Don't know how that happened. And now the Zerglings are still cleaning and nibbling away at whatever left in the Terran base. Symbol might have an opportunity here. The Blinding Cloud's trying to drive the bio further back away so the Ultras can get within melee range. There's no planetary forges. Jjakji is now backed to this orbital command. And now he's going to try to do his best to escape, but he's losing almost all of his follow production.
Really brilliant play by Symbol, using Nidus at the bottom, using Nidus at the top. Shutting down the production of Jjakji, as well as actually killing the most bottom base and denying 1 more base at the bottom. So 2 Ultras did a great job there. And yeah, Symbol suddenly back in a great position, but there is still 5 orbital commands, I do believe. So getting Muse is still an option.
Yeah, and well, put the thought on hold as Jjakji is doing a great job dropping, but surprise Ultralisk births as they are going to clean up everything in the bottom left and save that hatchery.
Yeah, a minute ago everything suddenly went wrong for Jjakji. Once you get a Nidus like that, the Ultras become so much more effective because you Nidus, Zerglings, they have to deal with that, and when that happens, you run in. You run in and fungal everything. And if you're not paying attention, everything gets fungled, you just lose your entire army. But if you are paying attention and dodge the fungals, Marauders are very strong against Ultralisks.
Absolutely, and I think Symbol has been really able to capitalize onto that. Now we do have Mules, and that's going to make this base extremely important. Symbol knows no more base in the bottom right, and the top right has been taken care of. The Nidus, excellent job by Jjakji to stop that hemorrhage.
He should just patrol a few Marines around the base for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Definitely be useful. Ultras versus Marauder.
Yeah, he does have units in the main base, but he doesn't see the Nidus. Would be able to kill this very easily.
Aww.
1 more Ultra falling at the bottom of the map.
He was
and
an assassin.
There are Broodlords out
There's
right
the Broodlords, and I don't think there's any starports, so we won't be able to deal with these.
There was 1 starport, yes. Oh no, but he's supply capped at 200. That bad supply cap at 200.
And he actually has a has a lot of Widow Mines, and those won't be useful at all against the Broodlings, because then you're just killing your own units.
I wouldn't be surprised if he just loads everything up and tries to counterattack. There's no way for him to fight the Broodlords right now.
He's already dropping the bottom left. Yeah, Scarlet's basically, you're absolutely right about that, and he's going to do what he can, but the army is just trying to buy time, freeing up some supply to get as many Vikings out as possible, but this army is not fit to fight against Symbol's army. This is an epic game, 35 minutes into it, and now we might see the big conclusion. Symbol's army is just so intimidating. Look at this.
It's like a Wings of Liberty army, it just won't die.
Yeah, but mini one. He's got Ultralisk and Vipers kind of supporting as well. This drop still doing good damage, but Symbol, his eyes on the prize, which is forward, which is the best direction. Jjakji doing what he can. He's double dropping.
Yeah, actually, Jjakji is doing a very good job denying base right now. There's still a drop at the bottom. He already killed like the 7th base, and now he's killing the 6th base. So just a few links trying to clean it up. Jjakji not focusing on killing the links, but instead trying to kill the hatchery.
Yeah, at the same time, there's a big ling run by, killed all the mules, all the SCVs back at the base. So Jjakji is down to almost 0 mining. Completely 0. His 4th base is mine node as well.
But what is Symbol waiting for, though? He had such an opportunity because there's no Vikings down to the field. And now he's given Jjakji a good solid minute and a half to get it out.
I think what's denying that base, he just wanted to play super safe, get rid of all the jobs. And since Jjakji has no more income, he just wants to kill the jobs and then go kill him. He's making mutas so he can deny any further jobs.
Oh wow, Jjakji's at 0.
Yeah, 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, Symbol's mining isn't everything either though. He only has 400 a minute, minerals that is. He's rebuilding 1 hatchery right now, and he still has 53 drones. So if those hatcheries finish, he will have something to put there and get some mining going. But Jjakji still has those funny yellow guys that do get a lot of minerals back home.
I really like the choice of going back into some mutas at this point. The only really way he can lose is if he gets counterattacked, and the Mutas shut down the drop so well. So
Well, we might have a big engagement coming up soon because Symbol's army has encountered a big pack of bio. He does latch onto one with Fungal, and now Jjakji is running out of spaces. They're all cowering in a corner.
I think he actually doesn't have very many Festers. Most of those are Queens, aren't they?
Queens, Vipers, Overseers. It's kind of an appetizer plate of Zerg.
He only has 2 Infestors, so if there's a good flank, he could lose this fight, but I'm not counting on it.
Jjakji's drop in the bottom left has been cleaned up, which means there's no more pressure out on the map for our blue Terran player. This could be the deciding moment. The Fungals land on almost everything, and the Broodlords are getting flanked by a Biopack and Vikings. This is what Jjakji wanted. Blinding Clouds onto the Bio to help the Ultras get within range. There's a lot of stuff going on here. I can't see it all.
Yeah,
Help me out here, Harstam.
It looks like Symbol is actually winning this fight quite convincingly. He also has a very big bank to back it up. I think he should move back with the Ultras right now. There's no way he's gonna win against pure Marauder Medevac with Ultras off creep without any backup. He'll need to remax on something, but it doesn't feel like he decided on what yet. Only has 18 Larva as well, so I think if Jjakji wants to win this game, he needs to do it right now. He needs to go for it. Yeah, he's loading up with everything. Probably gonna go to the bottom and try to deny the bases there.
He's gonna drop Vikings on this base. Symbol will never expect it. Look, he has like
right.
10 loaded up in his medevacs.
Oh my goodness. The 39-minute Viking drop timing. And Jjakji is going to bank it all and try to see if he can do something because he is out of money. And the Mulas have been harassing. Only one lonely SCV and a pack of Marines defending it. Jjakji, this is all he's got. Symbol does have some units here. And look at the medevac late to the party, but better late than never.
And here come the Vikings actually blocking the other Marauders from going down. Shutting down this base once again, and Symbol's bank has disappeared.
Symbol also has 0 Infestors. The Infestation pit died about 10 minutes ago, and he never rebuilt it until just now. So if there's enough Marauders, he won't be able to kill them. Unless he has a ton of Zerglings.
No, and he spent all of his money, so he won't be able to rebuild another hatchery.
He's also not mining.
Yeah.
Not even long distance.
Oh, he's clumping up everything. Oh, but he does land one Fungal at least onto units that were also trapped in the Blinding Cloud. Now the Banings are trying to roll in. Jjakji will have to escape and evacuate from this position. Mulas have pushed off the command center in the bottom right as well. Very low economic status for both. Now Symbol's the one with 0 mineral income. All his drones are idle.
He somehow got the money to get one hatchery. Maybe he already queued this one up. But if this one gets shut down as well, then he doesn't have any income, and he won't have any income for another minute. So this is his army for the next minute. Jjakji has 8 mules mining, and 8 mules with about 10 SCVs equals 1300 minerals a minute.
It's like same as 40-50 drones at least.
Yeah.
And this is where Terran truly shines in these low eco statuses or states because they can continue to replenish their army. Now Jjakji's pressuring one of the, I guess this is like the 5th base now of a Symbol.
He's on creep against Ultras though. This is going to be a weird fight.
Yeah, he's trying to kite as best as he can, try to use maybe some Blinding Clouds or whatever he can. It doesn't really affect much, but Jjakji now losing so much of his bio has to pick off. But the Vikings can actually stand and fight. The Vikings have better upgrades.
I feel like this still was quite a good fight for Jjakji, and now off creep for Symbol, gonna lose one more Ultra.
He's also up in supply now, and he's the one mining better.
Wow, is he really going to come back and win this game? This would be insane considering how much pressure Symbol's been able to put on the entire duration.
It's been an excellent game.
Of game 4. And Jjakji is up 2-1. If he wins, that's it.
Yeah. 2 more Infestors on the way, so Symbol finally realizes that he does need those Infestors. Still 1 Viper left as well. Will we see some Blinding Cloud?
No, he
Viper
died
dies.
instantaneously. The Marine hit scan and Symbol, he's just trying to run into the army, but more reinforcements are coming, and I think this is it. GG! Jjakji completes the comeback, and my headset falls off from the impact of